Welcome to our team call, you guys. Super. I love this time. I feel like we're able to get all the work in, take action by the end of the day, and also upload the recording for everyone who couldn't make it. But today we have Ashley LaSure, who's going to be giving tips on recruiting and how to grow a team and other tidbits from the leadership event that we just got back from in Arizona. The only updates I have for you guys is that it's getting closer and closer to Super Weekend, which is the same weekend as our local hangout for November. So it's that first weekend in November. I think it's first, second, and third, all over US, UK, and Canada. So go check it out. And also the summit tickets, I heard, will be increasing soon. So make sure you get your summit ticket for New Orleans. I think it's just coachsummit.com. And you can see all of the different price options. And also, if you're a new coach, you get to earn that ticket for free if you hit Success Club in your first, second, and third consecutive month. So that's kind of cool too. All right, take it away, Ash.
All right, hi guys. So today I'm going to be talking mostly about recruiting and recruiting daily, because I know a lot of people, especially as a new coach, you're scared. I feel like anyone actually starts to just be scared of inviting, especially recruiting to the business. And a lot of people even are scared of that word, recruiting. But just like any company, you have to find your people, and you have to find, just like other companies find employees, we get to find our business partners. So it's really important to really get in the habit of recruiting daily. But I'm also going to share tips with you where you're not recruiting in the sense where you're saying all the time, hey, I'm looking for 20 people to join my team, but you're more so sharing your story and your journey to recruit people. So let me share my screen too, so you guys can see some of my screenshots I took from leadership. Can you guys see my screen? Yeah, okay, cool. So first, you really wanna figure out your ideal coach. And a lot of times it's going to be someone that's probably like you, figuring out what brands do they love? Do they have kids? Are they married? Are they single? Do they like going out? Do they like margaritas, tacos? What type of people do they love and follow on Instagram or social media? Really dig deep and figure out who your ideal coach would be. And especially for, somebody that you want to travel with, somebody that you would want to hang out with all the time. That would definitely be your ideal coach. So once you sit down, figure all those things out, second, you're going to find these people and speak to these people through your posts, which I will talk about in a little bit. But when I said, find these brands that they love, that is something that is simple for you guys to find your people. So go on Instagram, and I just pulled this up a couple minutes ago, something random. But this seems like it would be something that would pertain to me because I'm a mom. And you really don't want to follow brands that have a huge following. So if they have like millions of followers, I would probably stay away from those ones and, lean more towards the smaller following ones. So this is I think it's called Toddle Kind, but it seems like it's playmats to fit your lifestyle. So cute playmats for your kids' rooms and whatnot. So I'm a mom. This would be something that would pertain to me. And I think it said it's toxic-free foam. So obviously with our healthier lifestyle, that would also be something that I would probably be interested in. So you would go to their followers. And by the way, too, this is called grids. This is what I use for Instagram on my desktop. So you go to their followers and you just kind of skim through. I usually skim through, and anything that really grabs my attention, or maybe a picture that I can't really see, that maybe they, look like somebody that I would be friends with. I'll click on their name, and I usually do a quick scroll to make sure they're not in a crazy foreign country that I can't even help. Also that they're not a coach and all of that. So, I can't really tell where they're from, but just quickly, it looks like somebody that I could get along with. Looks like she's a mom, and definitely does not look like she's a coach or anything like that. So this is where you would do, once you find these people, you would do the 3-1-1 method. That's what I do. A lot of people, other coaches do different ones. Like I think there's, I don't know, 4-2-1, 5-2-1 or something like that. But I do the 3-1-1 method where once you find your person, you go through and you like 3 of their posts. So just quick, like 3 of their random posts that stick out to you. And then the next one would be commenting on one of their posts. So you could just, I hate commenting on posts that are so far back, September 9th. But I mean, you could still comment on there and say, super cute, love that view. So that would be your one comment. And then the last one is follow. So you are liking 3 of their posts, you are commenting on one of their posts, and then you are following them. This allows you to connect with them, and it shows that you kind of care because you're following them. You're also taking time to like some of their photos and then also commenting on their photo as well. So not only are you going to connect with these people, but a lot of times they will follow you back too, which will help you get your following up as well. So that's how you're going to find your people. So I personally, I used to just kind of follow anyone and everyone, but now I only follow people that I think would make great coaches. So when I am going to invite, I just go through my Instagram of the people that I'm following, and I'll invite through that list. So I kind of have that one system where I'm only following people I think would make great coaches. Okay, now we're going to talk about sharing the coaching opportunity every day. So you want to make sure you're talking about coaching daily, and you really want to connect with them on a personal level, connect with your followers on an emotional level. And it kind of is in this photo right here. And these are some snapshots from leadership. So some of them are not the best pictures. There's heads in the way. So I apologize for that. But these few screenshots I'm going to share with you guys I felt were amazing when it comes to sharing the coaching opportunity every day and being able to talk about it every day without being, salesy or saying directly, I'm looking for 10 people to join my team. So like I said, first you want to connect with them on an emotional level. And here she wrote, you want to connect with a pain point that they have. So in her post, she wrote, William and I spent the morning answering emails. The reason that's a pain point is because not many people want to spend their morning, working, answering emails, and taking that time away from their kids, especially if you're a mom. And obviously she's a mom, so she's probably trying to connect with other moms. But also in her post, she's saying that they get to take 1 million pictures though. So you're covering that pain point of, yeah, she gets to work from home, and yes, she does have to, spend the morning answering emails and do work with her kids around, but they get to take 1 million pictures together all day. And that is a dream for a lot of moms, to be able to stay home, and even though you get to work, but you also get to take all these pictures with your kids and be in the moment with your kids. So really, and so you're not even saying, I'm looking for 10 people to join my team. You're not even saying, oh, I love this and this and this about coaching. You're just saying you're connecting with that pain point of that you are working your business, but you also get to take all these pictures all day. So let me move you guys so we can get to the next photo here. There we go. Okay, so there were 4 points that this top coach shared to help you share the coaching opportunity every day and to tell your story every day in your post. So the first point is to talk about the past. So in this post particular, she is talking about in the past, she used to have to move every 2 years. And then she's going into detail of maybe why she had to move every 2 years, the journey of it, but then ending with it of how they no longer have to move every 2 years and why. So sharing that journey of your past before coaching, and everyone has a past. A lot of times, especially new coaches will think that they don't have a story, but if you sit down and really think about your story, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, you know, that you were a drug addict or, you know, I don't know, trying to think of anything, depressed, whatever. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Everyone has a past of something that they went through that they didn't like. So for her, it was, you know, she had to move. She grew up moving every 2 years. And for a young child, that can be hard. So for her, that is something that she didn't like. So that is what she's sharing in her past here, but also going into detail of that they don't have to do that anymore. And it's all because of coaching. But the good thing about the way posting like this is that you don't have to say it's because of coaching. Just sharing that, everyone just knows. And then number 2 is talking about the present time. So in this post, she is sharing, I forgot what it said. She's sharing how they're taking short naps. Oh, the short naps that interrupt the nap time hustle, you know, having to, you know, be a mom and deal with screaming toddlers and all of that, and trying to work this business at home. But there are also a lot of morning snuggles and after nap swim parties, after dinner bike rides. She's talking about, you know, she's talking to her avatar, which we talked about earlier, which would be who you're trying to connect with. For her, it's moms, busy moms. And a lot of times, a lot of moms say they couldn't even do this because they don't want to spend all that time at home away from their kids doing all of that work because they're going to still miss out, you know, time with their kids. But she's covering that in this short post. It's like 2 paragraphs where she's just talking about how, yes, all those things are a struggle working from home. It's a struggle having to deal with screaming toddlers all day. But after all that is said and done, they do still get to have the good morning snuggle sessions and after nap swim parties, and then also the after dinner bike rides. And to a lot of moms, I know for me as a mom, that would stick out to me for sure, as that I would want to be able to do those things, even though I am also having to put in that hard work too in dealing with screaming toddlers. Number 3 is then talking about your future. So I wish I could share this video because she shared it at Leadership. I think it was part of her story, so I couldn't find it to share it with you guys. But what she shared in here is that even though this is a top coach, she already, you know, makes a really great income, and they don't have to move every 2 years now, and they got their dream house. You still always have a new goal you want to work towards. So that is something that I realize that I definitely do not share at all in my social media, and is sharing, you know, those future goals that you do have. So once you reach a goal, you should be making another one and then sharing that too. So in this video, she talked about how her husband has always wanted a lake house, a house on the lake, and how now she is working really hard to make that happen, to make that dream come true for her husband and for her family. Just because her husband has always had this dream of having their family on the lake and going swimming and having these cookouts and all these things on the lake, just because I think that's what he used to do growing up. So that was the next dream that they had, and that's what she wanted to make happen. And she basically ended it with, you know, she is ready to hustle. And I think she ended this one where she was looking for the next people that wanted to hustle with her, basically. So that was kind of a direct, I'm looking for this type of coach. And then also in her video, she also shared a video of what her ideal, or her and her husband's ideal lake house would look like. So she's talking to her audience, sharing this next, you know, future goal, but also sharing and giving them that visual of what, you know, they want and what they're looking for. And then lastly, number 4, objections. I think this is one thing we all talk about all the time, is to share those objections in your post. Anytime that somebody tells you why they cannot join you, write that down, or write it down in your notes in your phone. Always, always save those objections, because you can make each and every one of those into a really great post. I don't know how I get so many objections all the time. So that is a lot of posts that you can already have pre-made for yourself. But so like right here, she talks about how 4 years ago, she told her husband she was going to start this online health and fitness business. And I think that he said it was a pyramid scheme, and she wasn't going to make any real money, yada, yada, yada. But then she goes into where she is now, and how she got there, and how he is so supportive of her now that he comes on these trips and he is taking over dad duty and watching the baby while she's able to soak in the trainings and everything that she needs to do for her business. And now he's fully supportive. So she is touching base on that objection of somebody saying it's a pyramid scheme. The objection of somebody saying you're not going to make any money, or you're not going to make a real income doing this. And also the objection of your spouse not being supportive. I know a lot of people have that objection of their spouse not being supportive, and also chirping in your ear that it's a pyramid scheme, or you're not going to make enough money, or it's a waste of time. So she's touching base on actually multiple objections in this, and sharing that with the people that she's talking to. So her ideal coach, the mother, they might have a spouse that would say something like that. So it's actually touching a pain point in there too. And you're connecting with them emotionally, especially maybe somebody that you've already talked to that has said that, their husband isn't supportive of something like this, or their wife is not supportive, or that they think it's a pyramid scheme. She's connecting them emotionally on that aspect, but also sharing where she is now and how, it may have taken a couple years for them to completely be supportive of what they do, but it was all worth it in the end for sure. So like I said, with objections, make sure you write down everything. And I know a lot of times we're all on the go. Put it in your notes on your phone. We all have, phones where you can quickly put a note in there. Just put a note in there real quick. Someone said, I don't have money. Someone said it's a pyramid scheme. Someone said they don't understand what it is we even do. I don't know. There's so many different objections. I don't have money, blah, blah, blah. Write those down so then later on you can come up with these different objection posts for yourself. Let me stop sharing this. So those are all my tips. I'm just going to quickly go through real quick. First, you have to find who your ideal coach is, what brands they like, do they have kids, are they married? Somebody that obviously is probably similar to you is who you are trying to attract. And then second, once you figure out who your target coach is, you can now go out and find them. Just like I shared with you, finding, going to a specific brand on Instagram, going to their followers, and then doing that 3-1-1 method on them. And like I said, you can do your own method too, 5-2-1, whatever you want to do. But as long as you're connecting with them, you're following them, you are liking at least one of their photos, and even commenting on them. I actually like to go as far as if somebody has, it shows up that they do stories, I always try to say something to them in their stories because it gets you into their inbox. So if they are showing up in their stories, I definitely would utilize that instead of commenting on their posts. And then also just talking about coaching daily, connecting with them emotionally in your post and your stories too, and then utilizing those 4 points that we talked about to create those daily recruiting posts, which are, talking about your past, talking about your present, talking about your future goals, and sharing that vision with your avatar, with your followers, and then also having those objection posts as well that you can put out there. And that's all I have for you guys.
I love it. I love from those examples, 2 things. One, how she always says that it's work. I think a lot, and I'm totally guilty of this. I've said do you want to do this in your spare time and make it sound easier, and it only takes an hour a day, which totally I think you can make some really good headway in an hour a day. But I just love how in all of her posts she says it's work. I'm answering emails. She's owning up to the fact that if you do want it to be a business, it does take organization and doing all the things. And also keeping your followers in the know of what you're pushing for. She was saying with that whole lake house thing that now her followers check in on her and say, hey, how's the lake house coming along? And they feel a part of that journey. So don't forget to keep your followers in the know and in the loop of what you're pushing for. And also don't forget to keep setting new goals that motivate you. I think for new coaches, we think, oh, people won't people aren't motivated by me because I haven't been on the trip, or I haven't earned an income yet, or I haven't done this. But they want to be a part. They want to see your success rate there. And then also, once you do hit the goals, I feel like I don't want to say that I want even more money, you know, and I don't want to say that I want even more freedom. Like, I feel selfish saying that, but it's so true. When you connect it emotionally, like, why do I want that? What am I going to be doing with it? That's what people can relate to. So it's not just saying I want the lake house. It's why. I think she went into some story about how her husband grew up on the lake, and her husband wants that like summer camp experience for their kids and things like that. So I want to hear from you guys what type of post you're going to do tonight. Either the past, present, future, or objection. Type it in the chat and let me know. And you don't have to know the actual topic or anything, but just start thinking about what type of post you're going to be doing. What are you going to do, Grant?
No, I could think of one for future and past. Yeah.
Future from Ashley. And that's the thing too, you can do them every single day, and it doesn't have to be a physical post every day. Some can be in your stories, like the future one about the lake house. She just went live in 2 clips. It wasn't even like this long story about a lake house and her husband and all of that. I think she showed us the whole thing, and it was just 30 seconds. It was 2 Instagram story clips. Chelsea's doing future. Pixel 2 XL is doing past. I don't know who that is. I never thought I couldn't work out at home. That's a good one. So that could kind of be like an objection and past. I love it. I'm going to do a present, post, and future. Past and future. Talk about my goals. Your goals into the universe. Yes, I love it. And I would say break it up. If you want to do like present, past, and future, present today, or maybe past today, tomorrow is present, and then the next day is future. So you're taking your followers along on that. I love that. And I love your lip color, Mariana. Past, used to do this alone. Future, I get to do it now for myself, keeping me motivated. I want to do one about running a biz was never in my plan. I love that. Love it, guys. So what I would recommend doing, like Ashley said, is I would have a notebook of past, present, future, and objections. Or, you know, in your notes app, just write down a little bit of ideas. Because once you get one idea of the past, like a past behavior or a past thought that you had, or a physical thing, like you're moving all the time, or you're binge eating or whatever, once you think of one, it's like, oh, and this, and this, and this. So have full lists. And every single one of those is an idea for a post or a story. So it seems complicated at first, I think, but once you start writing it out, you're like, oh, this is so simple. Messaging past.
I want to just throw it in there too. It just made me think of this. I did this, I read this book. I forgot what it was called. It was about money manifestation. I think it was called Babe. I don't remember. But one of the tasks in it was to write down 25 things that held you back or gave you a bad relationship with money. Such as when you were 5, your mom told you couldn't buy that Barbie that you wanted. Or they would always say, you know, that's too expensive, like anything like that. So maybe do the same thing with this, where you're writing down 25 things of your past, of anything that maybe kept you from doing the things that you wanted, or working out, or living a healthier lifestyle, anything like that. Write those things down and you can utilize those.
Yeah, that's good. I love it. Any questions, you guys? Hands up if you're going to do the post tonight, past, present, future, or objections. Love it. And if you are, do the post whenever you want and copy and paste it into the recording. I'll post this in Fit Vibes Tribe. Post your post into the comments, and then you can all go take a look and get ideas and also show some love on it. Awesome. Any last words, Ash?
Nope. Do your post because I'm going to watch it. I'm actually going to take a screenshot of all of you guys, and I'm going to watch for it tonight.
I like that.
On here. Holding you accountable.
On that note, let's do a boomerang.
Yes.
And this was another thing, you guys, from that presentation. She said, boomerangs like this aren't inspiring to people. What's inspiring is doing the boomerang. Afterwards, say, why were you just on a boomerang at 8 p.m. in the UK or 3 p.m. Or multitasking at work? Why? Like, what are you working towards? So it's not just like random chicks on a call that nobody knows the names of. It's why you prioritize that instead of watching Netflix or instead of working your real job throughout the day. You know what I mean? So post why you're doing this. Okay, Ashley, you can count us down.
I'm on mute because my kids are devils over here. All right, 3, 2, 1.
I changed my.
I feel like we all do that.
All right, awesome, guys. Thank you so much, Ashley. I love it. Super simple. Make sure you guys take action and tag any of your coaches in the recording.
Awesome. See you guys. Have a good day.
Yeah.